guys, so I haven't made a Yoshiki related video in a while, so I wanted to do that. And it all started because I went to the bookstore and, of course I had to look at the mangas, and I went over and I saw they had the fourth manga out in the English version. So I was like, okay, well, I still don't even have the second one, which has Yoshiki on the cover. And I was like, well, I'm still going to look through it, see, just see the new one. And as soon as I flipped through it, there was a bunch of Yoshiki in it. So I caved and I bought that one. Even though I have one, I bought four. I don't know why. I just felt like buying them out of order. But I noticed something when I started reading it, and it sort of drove me crazy, as you would imagine. And I thought I should make this a video so I can complain and other people can agree with me. So when you first open it, you have the character introductions, which I think is cool. And Yoshiki says, a rebel who's a surprisingly nice guy, deep down, ? Which is very true to Yoshiki. He's, obviously a good guy, but he acts all tough. And so I was like, okay, let me read the other people that are less important, but they're still characters in Corpse Party. So I was like looking through, and then I got to Satoshi, which most of you know that he's my least favorite character. Pretty much. I mean, he's okay, but, arguably. And then his introduction says, a scaredy cat who can be reliable nonetheless. The hero of our story. Now that is very inaccurate. If anybody is the hero of the guys, it would be Yoshiki. He's like the knight in shining armor that comes back to save Ayumi and his friends. So I just wanted to complain about that. So like, if anyone's really the hero, you could say it's Ayumi, not really, but I would feel like it's Ayumi over Satoshi any day. But in general, I wouldn't say that Satoshi's the hero just because he's considered one of the main characters. So now we ask ourselves, why isn't Yoshiki a main character? And I'm going to point out all the reasons he should be. First of all, something I didn't put in my notes, but I just thought of right now, or before I made this video, is that he is the most popular character in the United States. At least that's what the poll said, that he's like the most likable, at least out of the guys. Him and Seiko are pretty high up for like favorite character. So keep that in mind. So one of the other things I wanted to complain about was that Yoshiki is only on one manga cover. Ayumi is on 3. Satoshi is on 2. And even Yuka is on 2. She's on this one and she's on another one. I think it's one where she's with Satoshi, I don't remember. Yoshiki is not on the cover of the anime DVD. I have the live action DVD and I'm pretty sure he's on that. But he's not on the anime DVD. And when I got a magazine that was like an anime magazine thing, and it was saying like what you should watch, like, if you like anime, what's something new that came out. And they had the live action Corpse Party article in it, and I was freaking out. And when I was looking at the pictures, Satoshi and Naomi got a really cool shot of them in the middle of something, and everyone kind of got a shot. And then Yoshiki's picture was him on the ground, like the back of his head, like kind of like fuzzy, and then the main point was that the janitor was coming and attacking him. So like, he doesn't even get a profile shot. He gets the back of his head. So that made me mad. So let's read what I have to say. So why Yoshiki should be considered a main character. He's arguably more popular than the considered male lead, Satoshi. He gets just as much gameplay. So you play as him when you're like with Ayumi. You play as Yoshiki. So I don't understand that either. I get that most oftentimes the outcast is usually the best friend. Like, I use, for example, Daryl from Walking Dead would be Yoshiki, and Rick would probably be the Satoshi. But everyone's favorite character is Yoshiki, and they still consider Daryl a main character. So just because he's not Rick, the main character, doesn't mean he shouldn't be considered part of the main group. I'm not saying Satoshi doesn't deserve to be a lead, but why is Seiko, Naomi, Ayumi, and Satoshi on a lot of items and covers, while Yoshiki is just as popular and doesn't get as much recognition? It's kind of confusing, honestly. So I said, we can say that Satoshi had character development and became less of a wimp, but Yoshiki is the one who had the most change. First of all, he was the only character to handle the world they were in without being completely terrified or so content that he went crazy. So he wasn't like a wimp who was like, oh, this is gross, like Satoshi. But he also wasn't Marishig that he was so, like, he was so okay with it that he started taking pictures of it and was fine and went crazy. He was just kind of like, oh, that's gross. Probably how you want someone to act in that situation. They have a level head, but they're able to do something about their problems and whatever situations they're in. Let's see here. He did what he needed to do to get the job done and protected who he cares about. But by the end, Yoshiki isn't acting so selfish just to take care of himself and Ayumi and Satoshi, who's his best friend. He wants to save all of his friends, even going back into danger and risking his safety to aid them. So, like, he wasn't going to go back because he's like, Ayumi's safe, I'm back with my little sister, you know, it's fine. And then, you know, the right end is in the game, this is the end you have to do to continue to get progress, is that you have to go, yeah, let's go back, Ayumi. That's what, you know, would make sense in a game. That's what you would choose. Let's go back together. But if you choose not to go back, then a lot of bad things happen. In the manga, I don't know, I haven't looked through it enough. I have pinpoint pages that I want to talk about, but I'm pretty sure that he doesn't go back at first, and then he goes back. So the manga's a little different. Let's see here. Okay, sorry. So in the manga, let's find where I saved page. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys this page because look how beautiful he is. I don't know if it's going to focus on it, but there you go. So Yoshiki's beautiful, and that's like the reason I got this is because I was like, oh, Yoshiki's right there and he has a big photo. So I honestly really recommend buying the mangas because I know they're big. They're about $20, at least where I live, which is expensive, but they're really worth it because they're big and they're long and there's a lot of Yoshiki in it, and yeah. So here, this is a page that I saved. It says, this is Yoshiki. He says, you can't make a heroic exit like that and then turn around and cry. Shinozaki. So, look how beautiful he is. And she goes, Kishinuma-kun, what are you doing here? And he says, I asked Yuki to bring me back too, which was the ghost. And then, so then he says, ugh, what a pain in the ass, because he loves cussing. And then he says, I'm sorry, Shinozaki, I was wrong. Please let me help you look for everyone. Kishinuma-kun, I'm such a loser. A loser? I didn't realize until you pointed it out to me. So this is my point, is that he's realizing that he needed to come back and save everybody, because he's the best. And also, he's super cute. Okay. And then he's talking about, I started thinking I could keep trying a little longer, and it's thanks to you guys. So, like, he comes back and he's saving the day. I wanted to tell you guys something, but now I can't even think of it. Anyway, yeah, so Yoshiki's in this a lot, and I really recommend you read it. But yeah, so Yoshiki should be a main character because he's part of the original 5, and it really doesn't make sense. I mean, in a way it does, because he is considered a side character, and he's not part of the Naomi, Satoshi close-knit group. Because I get that Yuka is a main because, she's Satoshi's little sister. I get that. And, like, Seiko is... Well, no, she's more of a side character. What am I saying? I'm saying that Yoshiki, I get that maybe he's not Satoshi and Ayumi and Naomi level of main character that, like, are getting, like, the plot done, which he helps with the plot. But I get that Ayumi's the one who got them there. Naomi is, like, who they focus on that has, like, the most traumatic experience, probably, arguably. And then Satoshi is the guy who comes and saves her and stops being a wimp and, builds up strength. But I also don't think Yoshiki belongs with, like, Marishig and Mayu level character development because he's way higher than that. So I just wish that there was more of him, if that makes sense. Like, he should be on more covers and he should be on more, I don't know. And what I wanted to tell you that I just forgot is that if you buy the live action, it's on Amazon. Just type in Corpse Party live action, it'll be there. And then you'll have to it comes with subtitles. So it took me like a couple minutes to figure out how to use subtitles on my DVD. I had to manually say that I wanted subtitles, but maybe your DVD player is different from mine. I had to manually say that I needed subtitles on it, and then it worked. I watched it on New Year's Eve, actually. I had a party that night. We're like, let's watch Corpse Party. And I recommend that you keep count of how many times Yoshiki cusses, because it is hilarious. Because every other line is him going, God damn it, or this is a pain in the ass, or whatever. So, super funny. Really recommend it. Also, when I'm doing recommendations, I recommend you watch Seraph of the End, or Awadi no Seraph. I watched the anime and I loved it. I want to cosplay Kimizuki, which is him, Mika, and Garen. I love all the characters, though. There's not a character... It's like Soul Eater. Like, you love all the characters, and there's a lot of action, but there's also a lot of, like, interrelationships, like, fun stuff, too. So, if you really like Soul Eater, I recommend that. I recommend Seraph of the End, because it's really good. And Kimizuki is really like Yoshiki. I like to think that he is what like the person that would, if like Yoshiki and Kyoya from Oran like had a child, it would be Kimizuki, because he's like, you know, the bad guy, not the bad guy, but like the cool guy, cool type guy, but he's tough and like Yoshiki, and he wants to take care of his little sister, which is a lot like Yoshiki, and he also has glasses like Kyoya. I don't know. He's like the rogue Yoshiki type. I ship him with Yoichi because Yoichi's freaking adorable. And yeah, I don't know. Just I really recommend watching it, because I'm gonna cosplay them and have that on in this channel. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of, with these talking videos, I just kind of go off rant, and I don't even know what I'm saying after a while, and I don't know what I've already said. And yeah. So just you guys know that I love Yoshiki, and I think he should be more of a main character. And I haven't stopped loving Corpse Party. I just haven't had anything to do with it right now. I haven't been able to record anything with it because I haven't really had any ideas for it. And the ideas that I have, I want to get the Kisaragi Academy, like I want to get the girls out uniform, so then it will look cooler when we try to do like cosplay stuff. Yeah, I just haven't really had that, I don't know, I just haven't done any of that, and I've been working on Marauder stuff, and just trying to get friends together and do stuff. We haven't really done much on Carps either, but, you know, we'll just record whenever. I mean, it's my senior year, so I'm still busy with that, and it's been crazy. Anyway, yeah, I still love Yoshiki. I still am watching anime all the time, and you can catch me on Instagram. That's where I post stuff all the time, so, yeah. I love you guys, and I love Yoshiki, and, yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Bye!